Hey, it's Patrick Grosser with Fathom Realty, and this is your Cincinnati real estate market news. The numbers are in for November of 2021, so we're going to take a look at those, compare them to November of 2020 to see how we measure up. And we're also going to look at 3 strategies you can utilize in the off-season here in Cincinnati, the fall and winter in the real estate market to achieve your real estate goals. So first, let's take a look at the numbers, see how we measure up again to November of 2020. New listings are up 1.5%. We've been seeing in the last several weeks that new listings have been down drastically since the same time last year due to more activity than usual in the fall of 2020. Again, in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, many buyers and sellers not making a move in the spring and the summer, then making a move in the fall. We expected this trend to continue for several weeks. This is the first time we've seen a rise in new listings compared to last year. So that's certainly good news. More listings coming to market than there were this time last year. Closings are almost unchanged. They're up a fraction of a percent, just a few listings out of a couple thousand. So not any change there, but that's a change in what we've been seeing, where we've been seeing a drastic drop in the number of closings, which reflects overall activity compared to last year. So we're seeing activity here in the fall, although it's less than it was in the summer and the spring of this year, is actually picking up quite a bit of pace compared to last year, which is good news for everybody. Average sale price is up 15%. That's right on pace with what we've been seeing all year. The first half of the year, we averaged about 17%. So we're seeing that your home right now is worth 15% more than it was last year, even if all you've done is maintain your home. You didn't even have to do any improvements. Inventory is less than 2 months. This is the lowest we've seen it in terms of total inventory. It's at 1.95 months. Now, it's the lowest we've seen since January of 2021, so the beginning of this year. Typically, we see fewer listings coming to market in the fall and through the winter, so the lowest inventory we typically see is January, February. So we expect that to continue. Maybe inventory continue to go down until we reach next spring, which is normal. But this is a little bit alarming because it's less than 2 months of total inventory, and 40% of that, only 40% of that, is actually active or coming soon, which is the inventory that buyers have to choose from. So 1.95 months is about 59 days of inventory. 40% of that is only 23 days of active or coming soon inventory that buyers have to choose from. So we have some good news, more activity, more listings coming to market than the same time last year. But on the flip side, we see the lowest inventory we've seen overall since the beginning of this year. And that's going to be making it difficult for buyers to find what they're looking for. And with interest rates possibly rising next year, it might get even more difficult for buyers to afford a home next year. So right now we're in a very tight market, limited inventory. It's still very much a seller's market, but we are seeing a seasonal trend here in the fall, less activity than there was in the summer, but again, keeping pace with the activity that we saw in fall of 2020. So let's take a look at 3 strategies you can utilize in the off-season here in the Cincinnati real estate market to achieve your real estate goals. So first of all, if you're thinking about selling, if it's the right time for you to move, and if you need to sell in order to make that move, I don't recommend waiting until next spring or summer like we normally would to wait for more buyers to come to market because we don't know what's going to happen if mortgage interest rates do rise, how that's going to affect the market. Certainly, we think in the long term as homes become less affordable for buyers, meaning the prices are really high, they've been going up very sharply all year, and then interest rates rise, it's going to make their monthly payments unaffordable for many buyers. In the short term, it might actually push more buyers to market because they may feel like they have to buy now because if interest rates are going to start to rise, they don't want to wait any longer until they start rising too much. So I think we might see a short-term push for more demand from buyers, which might help sellers, but then in the long term, which we don't know how long that's going to be, whether it's 3 months or 6 months down the road, we're going to see that we're actually going to have fewer buyers that can afford the homes, and we may see some downward pressure on the rise in home prices. I don't think they're going to flatline or go down. I just think the pace at which home values have been rising is going to have to slow. So all that being said, I wouldn't wait until spring or summer of next year to list your home. If it's a good time for you to move, if you need to sell, I would go ahead and get it to market as soon as you can. But you want to make sure you do more sophisticated marketing than the generic marketing that most agents and for sale by owners do, where they just post it online and hope for showings and offers to come in. We need to reach the right types of buyers to showcase your home properly to the people who would appreciate the unique features of your home, because the list of needs and wants that they are looking for in their new home actually match with your home perfectly. And we do that through a process we call target marketing. You can learn more about it. We put together a video explaining how that works, why it's more effective than the typical marketing you normally see from most agents and for sale by owner listings. You can look at the video there, click the link, patrickgrosser.com/sell. So basically the way target marketing works is we look at the unique features of your home, we match them up through demographic research with the types of people who would sincerely appreciate those features, who need and want those features that you have in your home. Therefore, you're not only going to sell your house to just somebody, but to somebody who really appreciates it, who's willing to pay a premium, willing to give you the best possible terms for the sale of your home. That's called target marketing. You can learn more about it, see if it's a good fit for you, at least consider it as an option. Watch the video there at patrickgrosser.com/sell. Now, if you're thinking about buying a home, maybe you're not pre-approved or you're not ready to start looking at houses in person, maybe you just want to take a look online, be informed about what's going on, see if there's any deals out there. The off season in Cincinnati is a really good time to do that because sometimes there are sellers who are in a more urgent situation. They're more willing to negotiate. You can get a better deal this time of year sometimes. There's not as much competition from other buyers. So if you are thinking about moving, whether it's soon or it's next year, I would recommend at least keeping an eye on the market. The best way to do that without being bothered by a salesperson is what we call our just looking approach. You can learn more about that, see how we came up with that idea, see how it works, get signed up for it if you like it. It's patrickgrosser.com/justlooking where you can find out more information about that. But essentially, we set you up on a custom MLS search to make sure that you're getting email alerts every time a new listing that matches your criteria hits the market. And we also give you priority access to pre-market, off-market opportunities of homeowners who are willing to sell off-market because they don't want to deal with the traditional hassle, all of the work that goes into preparing their home for the open market, even though they could get more for their house on the open market. These homeowners are willing to sell their home for a little bit less money for an acceptable price to them as long as the timing works out so they can avoid some of the hassle of the open market. So the best part of it for you as a potential buyer in that situation is you're dealing with a seller who is actually more negotiable on the price and on some of the terms as well. And also you're not dealing with other buyers because no other buyers actually even know that this home might be for sale in the future. So what we typically do is we try to match up the needs that we have from our buyers who are part of this just looking approach with homeowners that we meet through our advertising that are willing to sell off market. We make a match, we do a showing and an offer process just like we typically do, but there's no competition from other buyers. So that's another way, in addition to the custom MLS search, the off-market opportunities where you can capitalize on the market right now here in the off season as a buyer. Check out our just looking approach. Once again, patrickgrosser.com/justlooking. Now, if you're thinking about buying and selling at the same time, if you have a home to sell but you want to buy a new home, whether you're upsizing or downsizing or maybe relocating, you need to figure out what your options are in terms of financing because that's going to dictate if you can buy first and move into your new home and then sell, or if you have to sell first before you can buy because you don't qualify for a loan to buy first. So check out the video there. It goes over all of your traditional options, the pros and cons of each, how you can tap your home equity to put yourself in a better position. Check out the video there at patrickgrosser.com/bridge. We also have a little bit in there about something we call the bridge solution, which is a relatively new approach here, where you can actually sell your home to an investor partner of ours. You can stay in the home leasing it back month to month for as long as you'd like, up to a year or two, while you take your time to find exactly the right home for you to purchase. And in the meantime, you're erasing your mortgage debt, you're tapping your home equity to get more cash for a down payment, to trade up to a more conventional loan, even pay off other debts, do whatever you want with the money. And that way you can put yourself in a better financial position, not only for you, but also to have a more attractive offer on the next home that you purchase, so that if you are in a multiple offer situation, a competitive situation with other buyers, your offer can rise to the top and you can make sure you're putting yourself in the best position to win in a multiple offer situation, especially if you find your dream home. You want to make sure you win the offer. So take a look at all the information, all of your traditional options, and also the bridge solution at patrickgrosser.com/bridge. I hope this information was helpful to you. We do market news videos, buyer seller tips and strategies for the Cincinnati real estate market every week. So hit the like button, make sure you get more of our videos. Take a look at our Facebook business page, look through the timeline and playlist at previous videos we've done, and also make sure you follow our Facebook business page, turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos in the future, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Patrick Grosser-Cincinnati Realtor. I'm Patrick Grosser. Thanks for watching.